OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network.
Okay, welcome. We are here in Long Beach, and my name is Susan Coulter, and I am one of OTAN's SMEs. I'm one of OTAN's SMEs. We go by the name SMEs simply because subject matter experts, we never feel like we're an expert at anything. We just keep learning. What can I say? No, it's SMEs. We are SMEs. I love this particular graphic. It's one of my favorites because it talks about all the different facets of OTAN, news and social media, TDLS, which is where you are right now, the digests, online resources, video presentations. This presentation may be remediated and put up on the website so you can review it again. So they will be doing that to several of the presentations today. Teaching with Technology, which is an online database of lesson plans. And probably know about professional development. So let's go on.
Excuse me, thank you. I tried to find a link for Learn360 OTAN prior, but hoping it would be shared in the session.
Yes, it will be shared. And by the end of the session, everyone should have their own account for Learn360. It's a free account. You will get you set up before the end of the session. Okay. What we're going to talk about today, our agenda is an overview of Learn360, just what it is and what it has to offer. I'm going to give you some samples from ESL, ABE, ASE, CGE. There is another part of Learn360. It's called Video on Demand, and I will be giving you some samples from Video on Demand for each of the program areas. Jennifer, can you hit my keyboard? Make it go on. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get your own account and how to search for resources and how to share your resources, because Learn360 resources can be downloaded, linked. You can put them in your embedded in your LMS. And then there is, if you have OTAN's Canvas, you can directly access Learn360. So you don't have to go out to the Learn360 site. You can access, search, and embed videos directly into the resource. Jennifer, thank you. This is what it looks like. I want you to notice it says resources for pre-K to 12 districts. Sometimes it looks very childish. That's where classroom video on demand comes in, because that's the more academic side of it. And what I want you to notice is there is 359,182 multimedia assets. That's a lot. But there's lots of videos, all kinds of things. And as you look across the top there, there's videos, there's a topic center, games and activities, printables, audio, maps and flags, mailbox is more for K-12. There's STEM lessons, and then premium content is where you would find video on demand. Yes.
Our video are these teachers
Hit the hit the, there we go. These are the producers. I picked out a few of them because I thought it was kind of impressive. BBC Learning, A&E, HBO, National Geographic, PBS, Cambridge Educational, Smithsonian, Media, and Learn360. But there's many more beyond that. These are just the ones that I kind of picked out to show you, you know, where are these coming from? Okay, and let's go on. This is one I really like for ESL. It's called Can Do English Series. It's a series. They've got 10 titles, and you can see them down the bottom. Introducing yourself, exchanging contact information, you know, checking in at a hotel. But what they do is they play a scene and then they play it again with captions. They focus on the vocabulary words. Then they go to phrases, and then they focus on different items in different situations. And there's a lot of practice, very interactive. Let's go ahead. You can see on the side, on the right-hand side here, this happens to be the transcript. And as the conversation goes on, it will highlight each and every word that's being said. Also, it'll show segments, how it's broken up. And then you can create your own quiz. And I do want to point out the Google Translate up the top. Do you see that? I kind of circled it. I wanted you to see that. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's go on one more. This is 250 languages. So your students can go in and they can change the language. And there are so many. I think I counted 200. There were more than 250. So a lot of, and once you select a language, let's go to the next one. It changes the whole page. So everything is changed, but when it's speaking, it's in English. Okay, but they can see what's being said in their own language. And this is not only true of this series, it's also true of, it's true of any page. So any page that your students are on, they can translate it into their own language. All right, let's go on. I wanted to mention the hamburger over. I have a hamburger over on the left-hand side. I put a red circle around it. Do you see it? That's the hamburger. And that's probably one of the best ways to navigate Learn360s. You can decide on a grade level. I've been putting in middle and high school, so that would be 6th through 12th grade. But you can put in whatever you want. On this particular one, I was selecting games and activities, and I was going for classroom video on demand. Let's go on. This is games and activities.
Oh, happy Women's Day, International Women's Day.
All right. Happy International
Women's Day.
Women's Day.
March the 8th. It's a big deal in other countries.
Okay.
We should put this up there. Our students celebrated, we gave flowers to all the women. And we also learned a little bit about Abigail Adams and Amelia Earhart. Not so much about
What I wanted to point out here is there is an interactive reading activities, and it's kind of cool. These Abigail Adams and Amelia Earhart and the pyramids are all reading. They're reading activities. They only show a few of them, but you could select right after featured reading activities. There is view all, so you could look at all of them. You could also select learning games, math activities, or reading activities. All right, let's go on. This is the one on Amelia Earhart. The reading, I mean, they get a score. This selection is found under games and activities and is part of a series titled Mr. Nussbaum's Learning Games and Reading Comprehension Activities. They give them 25 minutes to complete this. They have to read it and answer the questions. And after every question, they tell the student how they did. And you can see the little timer up there, 21 minutes and 30 seconds. That is how much time is left. So, and what you can do if you're doing this in your classroom or having students work on it, you can have them take a picture of their final score. In this case, I think I have 8 out of 10. Didn't do real well. I didn't read the article. I'm going to say no. I have different plan for those. I use AI on reading steps, but yeah. Let's go on. What I wanted to point out here is the educator resources. If you notice the red box down below, those are printable worksheets. You could have it printed out for your students, the actual reading, but in this case, there's another one. So you have 2 options here for 2 activities, but be sure to check to see if there isn't some resources available to you. Okay.
Like I was thinking, like I would want to look at that on Google Earth where not tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be fun. These are some more featured games and activities. The first, these are sliders. Their website is set up with sliders, and you can, usually there's about 8. Well, that's 8. Maybe there's more than 8 because they do slide across. You also have some math games. So there's some games if you're dealing with math. What is it? Featured social studies. And then we have language arts games. So different types of activities for your students. Or you could just look at one of those areas. Up at the top, the tab could be, in this case, it's featured games and activities, but you could also have just the learning games, the math activities, or the reading activities. Okay, let's go on. This is another series I was interested in. It had linear functions, Pythagorean's theorem, and ratio and proportion. It is a series. It's a little higher functioning than the average addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, etc. But another series you might be interested in. Okay. This one here is on fractions. And what I want to show you here is you can see the segments. Notice that instead of doing the transcript, I did select segments. So fractions and all their parts, part 3 is the full video. But you can select just a segment. So lesson 1, adding and subtracting fractions that have the same denominator and different denominators, and more problems, adding and subtracting mixed numbers. There's several segments to this. And that's something I really like about Learn360 because it breaks it down into these small little groups. Okay, let's go on. Experiments. Oh, I used to look at the experiments, and there was actually one that I really liked. It was on popcorn. I thought that would be so much fun to do. I didn't see it pop up this time, but here's scientific experiments outdoors. Scientific, oh, that's sound. They're a little bit different. And notice in the corner of each of the thumbnails, it's how long it is. That one doesn't look like.
Which one? The one about with the mic?
How about the top one?
Looks like 000.
That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, these are some experiments. You take a look around, see what you can also filter. So I pulled up all experiments, but maybe you want only videos. Maybe you want print. Maybe you want a certain grade level. So bunch of different possibilities for you. Okay, let's go on. What about it?
That people are really like.
Oh, the science. This is career and technical education. I was shocked during COVID. Cosmetology was not in session. How do you teach? And so, I mean, here we have in quite detail uniform layer cut, but it's got introduction, layer central section, right side, layer crown. Anyway, it's quite detailed, and I was really kind of surprised by it. So if you're into CTE, take a look in your area, because there are quite a few miscellaneous videos. Let's go on. This is automotive. I used to work in a testing center, and at the end of the quarter, all the automotive students would come in and take their ASE tests. It's not adult secondary education, it's an automotive test. And there are videos on it. Here's the one on brakes, ABS and flaring. Don't ask me what those are, but anyway, I know brakes. But master cylinders, discs and brake, drum brakes. Our automotive class was very interested in these. All right, let's go on. Okay, this is the classroom video on demand. And as I mentioned, it is more academic. It's more suited for our students. And here we have, I guess that's Hero, 2020. Yeah, and home box office, I don't know. Well, let's, but you can browse by subjects. You can also browse by producers. So let's go on to the next slide, and we should have browse by subjects.
Why do you think one nation under stress?
All right, good. This is the browse by subject. I don't think I was able to fit it totally on the page. But what I want you to notice, it's a little hard to read, but calculus. I'm not going to be teaching calculus anytime soon, but there are 209 videos or resources. I don't know what they are exactly, but on calculus. But there's also, you can see the total mathematics, there's 642, I think. Science, 5,367. There's a lot of videos, a lot. Okay, let's go on. Now, have I interested you enough to get your own account? Are you ready? Yes. sign me up. And I want you to go ahead and follow along through this so that you can get your account today, now, before the session ends. Okay, so let's go on. I want you to go to the OTAN website, which is otan.us. It's down in the bottom right-hand corner, otan.us. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, you want to do it. Okay. And then you're going to go to resources. And under resources, you have curriculum offers. And what you may not know is OTAN provides a lot of these resources. They pay for them. Learn360 is not free, but OTAN has made an agreement with Learn360, and they also paid for the premium. Yeah, so it's a good deal.
That's nice. OTAN has goodies. Their swag is amazing.
What?
Pass that along to Netta.
Anyway, I want you to select curriculum offers. And I'm going to go and move it on. Okay, and this is what the page looks like. In the one corner, it says Learn360. These are other things that are offered by OTAN, North Star, ISTE Skill Rise, Essential Education, CK12, but we want Learn360 and CVOD, which is Classroom Video on Demand. So go ahead and select that. Whoops, go back. That's it, yeah. So this is the Learn360 page here on the right-hand side. And down the very bottom, okay, I put it in a red box. It says, if you are interested in signing up for an account to access the Learn360 and Classroom Video on Demand content, please fill out the OTAN Learn360 CVOD account request form. And I want you to go ahead and fill it out right now. And they don't ask a whole lot. I think I had to put in my administrator's name, which I kind of made up, but whoa. So what are we saying here? Okay. Okay, great. Jennifer will keep us on task. This is the important part.
Jennifer's like, you guys were following me? No.
Anyway, no, I want everyone to get their love-free Fatima. Yeah. You want to get an account. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. All right. Now I think we're good. And as they fill out that form, I want you to be very careful, because once you submit, it's going to give you directions on how to get your account. Used to be you had to wait until Anthony Burke read it and approved you. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Anthony.
I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. Now we can go on. And this is what you should come up with. Okay. I've submitted it. Okay. And thank you for your interest. Here are directions on how to create your account. So you're going to select this. Okay, so. Oh, can they select it? Yeah. Oh, maybe can you put it in? Okay. But anyway, I would download it. I would download it so that you have it. And then we are going to go, I will give you the login and the password. So. Okay, I want to ask, I can't see what you pointed to. Ooh, I wonder what I pointed to. I was pointing to the, yeah, there's a bit.ly here, Learn360 CVOD directions. That's what I was pointing to. And is it a Google form? Yes, it is a Google form, Tiffany. We'll get it. Don't worry. I think we have plenty of time. I do want to, yeah. And I want to make sure that you have time to explore this. And I want to show you how to set things up, how to share. So we're halfway through. We're good. Okay. Got it? Okay. I'm asking my online people, are you ready to move on? Yes. Okay. Let's go. Got it? All right. Wow. I guess I did that a little bit. Fill out sign near the bottom. Let's go on again. You don't need that one. Okay. Again, we're going to explore. What is it? .com. Okay. All right, let's go on. And I want to tell you more about how to move around. Remember our hamburger? Love the hamburger. Yeah, it's up in the corner there next to their logo. That is the best way to move around. So let's go to the next slide. And you can select, what are you looking for? All right. And don't feel like you have to be into Learn360 at this point. I'm going to get you your own account, get you in a little bit. But you can decide, what in particular are you looking for? You want videos? Is there a particular, Sesame Street, you probably don't want. But anyway, and over here under premium content is your classroom video on demand. All right. When you do a search on,
I see it, it's low. Mine's at the bottom.
oh, okay.
And I have a comment from Tiffany. She said submitted form PDF appeared. Is that what you want?
That's, yeah, because it tells them the login.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you the login anyway, but it gives you the directions. Okay, this is the,
I have a question, Susan.
yes.
My question is, I have a friend for instruction on how to works cited page or how to fill out a Venn diagram or stuff like that.
I don't know specifically, but we can put it in as a search. It should be pretty easy to find. And I think when we pull up the premium, you could probably find something on Venn diagrams. All right. So here I'm going to browse by subjects. So let's go on.
I have a question. need to go ahead and fill, or follow the directions?
No, no,
Okay,
no, I wanted you to have it. I'm going to give you the password and show you exactly what to do because the passwords are generic. So we could have an entire classroom go in with those passwords, but you can't save anything. You don't have your own account. I want you to have your own account and I'll show you some ways you can organize it and like that. Okay, this is video, so I can again browse by producers, but we're going to browse by subject. So let's go on. And you can see the subjects. There are 317,803 resources for middle to high school, grades 6 through 12. And I don't think they're all there because I can see part of some type there. It's very difficult to get everything on one page. But there's some of the subjects that are available. Eh.
question. So you said for high school students, do you think the language is simple or accessible enough for ESL or
Intermediate and intermediate high, I would say yes. But I would not go down, and you might want to go to some of the lower grade levels for your ESL beyond that. If you look at the can do English, that's on a lower level. I mean, it's vocabulary. Anyway, all right, let's go on. That's you, yes. Here I did a keyword search. That's something you can do. I just put internet safety because I wanted something kind of general. But there's all kinds of things you could do with it. But let's go ahead. And something I do want you to notice, to the right of internet safety, you'll see advanced search and browse by standards. There's two other ways that you can search for activities. So let's go on. And these are the search results. Something I want to show you, this first one, review of internet safety, that is a segment, which means it is part of a series or a full video. So there are full videos and then there are little segments. So makes a difference. Here is a quiz. So you can have a quiz on internet safety. So different things that you can have. Go ahead to the next slide. I want to get them in and get them going here soon. Oh, this is the advanced search. It uses about 3 of the Boolean operators, I guess it's called. And you can search by all kinds of different things, but this is the advanced search. And you could search something that's fairly new or by publish date. Let's go on. And you can browse by standards. I put in California, and then you select a grade, select a subject, etc. One other way you can search. Okay. Here are the search results, and that segment. Okay, down at the bottom, internet safety, pitfalls and dangers. That's a full video, and it is 11 or 17. I can't read it. You can't read it either. Okay, well, we'll have to figure it out. Well, wait, it should be clear on mine because it's their projector that's doing it. So the bottom one is 17. So it's 17 minutes long. But if you look up here, some of these are part of it. All right, go ahead and select.
So it's like a ready-made.
Okay, so here's the one, pitfalls and dangers. This is the full video. And over the side, you can see the different segments. And down below, there's kind of a description underneath the video. And then there are all kinds of tags. And tags are more or less, if you put the word, well, if I could read them, online shopping. If you were to put that into the search, this particular video would show up. So those are just ways it can be searched. I do know that it's for grades, I think it's 6 through 8, runtime 17, it's in English. And it's from 2009, I believe, was when it was added. Okay, next. Up the top of each of the videos or presentations, full video, 17 minutes and 1 second. You've got these icons: share, save, cite, segments, standards, Google Classroom. So if you're using Google Classroom, this is great. And there's also Google Translate. Under the share, there's a few ways that we can share. We can share by email, we can copy the link, we can get a link, or we can embed. You can also download. Oh, it's over here. So we can save it in a folder, which would be on your account in a folder. You can create a playlist, although my understanding is that your students would have to log in to Learn360. The class, it's not being used that much anymore, but again, you can download. So if you're worried about internet, you take your computer home or somewhere where you have, what?
But if it's downloadable, they can download it to the class.
Right. Anyway, and then the other one, segments, is you cut it up. I only want this little part. I don't want to show this whole long video. I want to show just this, and you can do that. Google Classroom. When you do Google Classroom, you have to have your Google Classroom available, open, so that your computer can find it, and Google Translate. All right, let's go on. It has to be within a closed LMS, or you can join in because it is a paid subscription, protected. You can share by email, although I found that it was a little difficult. You put in the recipient's name, their email address, and you're going to have to do that for every one of your students. But yeah, I was not excited about it, but anyway, let's go on to, I want to show you what it looks like. I did do it. It says, "Hi, Bob. Please watch this video and be prepared to discuss in class on Monday." Okay, that's good. And it gives the title. To view this video, click here. So it's up to you. If you wanted to use email, you could use email to email your students and have them watch this video. Okay, let's go on. This is copy link. It gets copied to your clipboard, and there you can put it into your LMS. You can email it to a student, whatever you want to do with that. Okay, next. This is embed. You get a choice. You want a small embed, medium, or large. And then you just simply copy the embed code, and you can put that into your LMS web. I would not put it in a website unless it is protected website. Okay. And save. You're going to have your own account. So you're going to have a folder. And I'll show you how to add folders. I found one class I was doing, I had a folder for every single chapter in the book, and put all the videos in that I thought were applicable to that particular chapter. So then when I came back, I actually put it on a CD so that it would accompany the textbook, but that was back a few years. Anyway, to the class when we talked about downloading. All right, let's go on. All right, you can download your videos on the download page. You may have to, if nobody has ever downloaded that video before, it'll look a little different and take a little longer, but usually it's pretty quick as far as downloading it. So download it onto your laptop and then you can play it in class. Yes. Why aren't there people here to hear about it?
Right, Susan talks about this everywhere she goes.
Learn360, probably 5 years. It's been a while. I got turned down last year for TDLS, but they accepted me this year, but I don't know if they will next year. But anyway, no, it is.
Susan's gonna give an excellent review, so you.
Oh,
Accessible.
wait till we get to Canvas. We're going to Canvas.
I was gonna say, goes right into Canvas.
It does. All right, let's go on. Okay, we can create a new segment. So we can take a full video and we can say, I want to start here. I want to end here. And I can even come up with a thumbnail. Yeah, you can set your own thumbnail, what it's going to look like. And then down the bottom, you create the segment and where to put it. But anyway, go ahead. You can share it to Google Classroom. I pulled up, these are my Google Classrooms. First thing you have to do is to choose the class. And then once you select the class, on the left, you can see the technology and distance learning, probably symposium. But anyway, that particular classroom I selected. When we come over here to the right side, that's the classroom. But then I can choose an action. Do I want to create an assignment, ask a question, make an announcement, or create material? So you're going directly into your Google Classroom. Next. And this is the assignment. I gave it a name. I didn't put anything on points, I don't believe. But here I put in the video. Well, I think they put it in. So that's how you set it up. So this, and then I can assign it. All right, next. All right. Now, this is Canvas, and I have to specify it is Canvas on the OTAN server. I guess it's California Projects or something. But there is a little plug. It looks like an electrical plug. And if you open it, and you may have to download the app, but there should be Learn360. And from there, you can actually search. So let's go on. All right, I am in Canvas. All right. And when I put in a search, I put in internet safety. Here are all the ones that come up. I can preview them within Canvas. And then I can embed them. So you can do it directly. Video quiz, I can embed it, I can preview. There's a lot more. There's a whole long list of these activities, but you can select what works for you. Now, I want you to create your own account. I want you to log in with the given username, which is, oh,
Are you in a class published or unpublished course while you're searching?
you are in your Canvas course. So you go to, it doesn't matter whether it's published or unpublished.
I think that my question is, she talking about Google Classroom? Or are you talking about Canvas Classroom?
I think she's talking about Canvas. Tiffany, what are you talking about?
Or Tiffany, how about my,
I'm following along on the computer and I am talking about OTAN Canvas. So I'm
Yeah.
pop into a classroom and see how that looks.
thank you
Eh.
so much.
Mhm. So it is Canvas. The login username, I want you to go to, well, hopefully you wrote down the Learn360. So go to Learn360. We wrote down the how to get there. You wrote it down, right? I think it's in the chat. And what you're going to notice is, yeah, there it is. When you go in, the username is outreach and the password is OTAN. And that's what that paper is all about. I think it's all lowercase. OTAN. Lowercase. Well,
Congratulations, you're now
well, I want to check because you should be, when you get in, do you see here on this slide, it says create your own account and it says your profile? If it doesn't say your name, you don't have your own account yet.
okay, so fabulous.
Yes, there is one generic account, okay? And that's what everyone logs into initially. But now I want you to go to create your own. So let's go to the next slide.
So Layla said,
Okay, when you go to where it says login down below,
oh, wait, okay. On cap.
correct.
Am I able to
Logged in via Google.
So they created their personal account using.
Oh, Google. Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
They're asking like, so in the OTAN instance of Canvas, the app is already added. But if it's not added, then you have to have a shared secret and
Yeah.
passkey. And
You have to talk to your administrator to get that taken care of.
would that come through?
If it is OTAN's Canvas, okay? You got it through OTAN or through the California project, whatever it is, then it's already there. You might have to download the app inside Canvas, but it should be there. All right. So it does exist. As far as talking to your administrator, let's say you have your own version of Canvas, then you need to have them add it. Okay.
oh, darn, thank you. She said, yes, it's okay. Somewhere. Side, or do I need to go to?
You need to go to Canvas. Okay. You do not have to even log into the other one. Admin, if you're Okay, here's the difference. If it's from OTAN, Canvas you got from OTAN, the app is there. You might have to download it and say see all apps and click on it. You can do it that way. Can I do this from Learn360 site or to do the best way to integrate Learn360 and Canvas is to find it through Canvas. So don't even worry about Learn360. The only thing I would use Learn360 for in that case is to make my folders and put all my resources so I have it lined up. So when I'm not trying to integrate to Canvas. Okay, if you're not trying to integrate to Canvas, then you go through Learn360. Make sense? Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Yeah. No, that is the one that they downloaded. Okay. I wanted them to have that. I don't think it talks about Canvas, but I wanted people to know that there's an easy way to do this. Okay, let's go on. All right. I want you to create your own account. So you're going to sign up with email, Google, already have a I want you to get your own profile. So did we miss a slide? I think we may have. Sign in with Google or sign up with email. I think we lost one. Okay, select sign up. See underneath login. I want you to select sign up. Okay, and go to the next one. You can do either or, Lucy. All right, it doesn't matter. I found it easy to do Google. If I had Google open in the background someplace, it picked it up and created it right away. All right, let's go on one more. Now, do you see in the right-hand side, it says, hi, Susan. It should say, hi, Lucy. It should say, hi, Tiffany. All right. If you have that, then you're good. All right. You've created your own account. The other one was a generic account for everybody. You can go in and search with that, but you can't save anything. You are logging into an OTAN free 360. Yeah. If you go back. Yeah. All right. So we're good? Yeah. All right. Let's go on. One more. Okay. What I did was I selected my profile. Okay. So where it says, hi, Susan, I clicked on the picture and here's my content, classes, my profile, and account settings. All right. So I want you to select my content. And let's go on. And you can see some of the things that I put up. I've got a folder, a playlist, a video, another video. And then it's pretty much what do I want to do with them? What I do want to point out is you can up here where it says add YouTube video, you can take a YouTube video and put it into your account, into your folder so that you have it handy. Just a way of organizing. You can create a folder and then you can view all. So go ahead and create a folder. We're running out of time. Anyway, we'll make it. Let's go on. Create a folder, give your folder a name, and then create it. And you will get this entire presentation, so don't panic over anything. Let's go on. I'm gonna try and finish on time. Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, and then something happened.
Anyway, you can add your YouTube video. You can search directly in Learn360 and add your video. Let's go to the next one. I have not had much success with classes, but you're welcome to play with it and try it. Let's go on. I'm down to 1 minute. So it's your turn to make a folder, search Learn360, and add a video of your choice. I'm gonna let you do that on your own since we are technically out of time. But what I do want to do, let's go on to the next slide. If you want this presentation at your school, your agency, this is where you would get it. Next, we're gonna keep going. Those are the evaluations. You know how to fill out the evaluations. Next. And contact. This QR code and the bit.ly are for a copy of the presentation with all the step-by-step directions so that you can get in. Okay, well, I'm going to say thank you for joining us. Make sure you have the bit.ly for the presentation and we will say goodbye.